There's a formula to manifest large money in 8 hours that most people refuse to believe is real. No week-long waiting, no month-long processes, no gradual building. In fact, the moment you stop pushing it into next week, that's when it lands this week. Sounds impossible, but I'm about to show you exactly why it works and how you unlock it. Here's what nobody tells you about manifesting money in 8 hours. Every strategy you've learned is designed to make you feel productive within that window, because taking action feels like momentum. It feels like you're making progress. The manifestation world has convinced millions that attracting large money in 8 hours requires constant effort, strategic planning, and urgent execution. But there's a problem, a massive one. Every time you sit down attempting to manifest money in the next 8 hours, you're broadcasting one thing. I don't have this right now, and time is limited, so I need to force it fast. That forcing becomes evidence of absence. It's like trying to prove you're confident by constantly talking about how confident you are every few minutes. The more you push, the less it works, and more importantly, the less you actually believe it yourself. This is why people spend 8 hours obsessing and attract absolutely nothing. They're working intensely from the wrong state. They're trying to pull something that's missing. And reality doesn't respond to effort alone. It responds to certainty. Think about everything you currently have that you never stress about. Your ability to see, your ability to move, maybe your home, your bed, your daily coffee. These things just exist. You don't affirm them into being every day. You don't visualize having them constantly. You don't script about them. They're just there, natural, normal, unremarkable even. That's the state we're targeting with money in 8 hours. Now, here's the key insight that transforms everything. Wealthy people don't study how to manifest money rapidly. Ever noticed that successful investors aren't reading 8-hour manifestation guides? CEOs don't have rapid cash rituals. High earners aren't waking up to accelerate their income. They're just being people who have money. It's natural to them. And this is where the formula comes in. Because it's not about doing more in 8 hours, it's about being different in those 8 hours. Specifically, it's about borrowing the internal certainty of someone who already possesses large money without any of the hustle. The formula is called the 8-hour certainty method, and it has 3 distinct components. Now, listen carefully. Before you do anything in those 8 hours, you need to lock into one specific internal state. Not hope, not optimism, not positive thinking. I'm talking about the internal certainty of someone who already has the money. And here's what most people miss. This certainty is available to you right now. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to prove yourself worthy. It's just there waiting. Here's exactly how it works. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture someone you know who has significant amounts of money. Not their lifestyle, not their possessions. I want you to notice their internal posture. Notice how they carry themselves. Notice the absence of anxiety in their energy. Notice that they're not wondering if money will appear. To them, money is like gravity. It's expected. It's normal. It's unremarkable. That internal certainty, that's what you're borrowing for the next 8 hours. The technique is called the certainty anchor. Here's the execution. For the next 8 hours, every single time you feel urgency rising, and it will, you pause. You take 3 deep breaths and you silently say, I'm someone who has this money. Not, I'm trying to become someone. Not, I will become. I am. Present tense. Already true. This single shift stops the desperation frequency dead in its tracks because reality picks up on desperation faster than anything else. But here's where it gets crucial. You can't do this once and think it holds. You have to anchor this certainty minimum 4 times in those 8 hours. Every time doubt rises, you re-anchor. Every time urgency appears, you re-anchor. Every time you catch yourself checking for proof, you pause and re-anchor. This is absolutely non-negotiable. But before I show you the technique, you need the command. Because the command activates everything that follows. Without it, you're just doing techniques. With it, you're unlocking a frequency. But remember, The command alone does nothing. It's what comes after that matters. Here's the command. Say this out loud right now. It's already mine. Say it again. Feel it. It's already mine. One more time. It's already mine. That's it. Simple. 3 words. But now here's what separates people who use this command and see results from people who say it and nothing happens. The command activates your frequency, but if you don't lock it in with the 3 components I'm about to show you, it fades in 10 minutes. Your old frequency takes over, you're back to desperation. So, the command is just the spark. The components are the fuel. Component 1, the assumption anchor. For the next 8 hours, every single time you feel urgency rising, and it will, you pause, you take 3 deep breaths, and you return to the command. It's already mine. Not, I'm trying to get it, not, I will have it. It's already mine, present tense ownership, already true. This single shift stops the desperation frequency dead because reality picks up on desperation faster than anything else. But here's where it gets crucial. You can't do this once and think it holds. You have to re-anchor minimum 4 times in those 8 hours. Every time doubt rises, you re-anchor with the command. Every time urgency appears, you re-anchor. Every time you catch yourself checking for proof, you pause and re-anchor. It's already mine. This is absolutely non-negotiable. The command without the anchor? Useless. The anchor makes it permanent. Now, most people make a devastating mistake here. They do the assumption work, they feel good for a moment, and then immediately start looking for evidence. They check their bank account, they refresh their email, they scroll waiting for notifications. They're basically affirming, I don't have this yet, so I'm waiting for it. And when you wait, you're communicating to reality that it's absent. This is where component 2 comes in, and this one is sneaky. This one changes everything. Component 2, the zero check protocol. The protocol has one core rule. You stop looking for the money completely. For 8 hours, you act like it's not coming. You don't check, you don't expect, you don't wonder. You act like someone who already has large money would act, which is, they don't obsess over it. They're moving through their day. They're focused on other things. They're not waiting. Because when you say, it's already mine, you mean it. And people who already have something don't wait for it to arrive. But here's the advanced part that separates people who unlock this from people who don't. You need to actively redirect that waiting energy somewhere else. So for 8 hours, you're going to do 3 specific things. First, you're going to work on something that requires your full attention, something that pulls your mind completely into the present moment. Could be creating something, could be learning something, could be helping someone. Anything that forces you out of the waiting state. Second, you're going to move your body, walk, stretch, dance, whatever, because movement stops the mental loop. When you're moving, your nervous system can't sustain the desperation frequency, it physically shifts. Third, you're going to talk about something, anything, except the money that's supposed to arrive, because the moment you vocalize waiting, you've just locked it into absence. So you don't mention it, you don't hint at it, you act like it's not even a factor in your 8 hours, because it's already yours. What I discovered that literally unlocked the formula for me. It wasn't about belief, it was about assumption, and they're completely different. Belief is thinking something might happen. Assumption is knowing it's already done. Belief wobbles, assumption is solid. Most people try to force belief by repeating the command over and over. It's already mine, it's already mine, it's already mine. And you know what happens? Every repetition is proof they don't assume it yet. It's desperation disguised as affirmation. This doesn't work. Component 3, past tense installation. This is different. It works because it doesn't ask you to believe. It asks you to assume, and here's how you do it. Throughout those 8 hours, you speak about the money as though it's already completed. Not the money is coming. Past tense, the money came. Not I'm manifesting it, already done. It showed up. You're talking about it like it already happened, like when you said, "It's already mine," you meant it literally, not future, already complete. I know what you're thinking. Isn't that lying? No, you're not lying. You're speaking from a different assumption. You're speaking from the place where it's already complete. And when your nervous system hears you speaking this way consistently, not once, but all day, something shifts. Your assumption hardens. Your internal frequency changes. Reality responds to that frequency. Here's the exact phrase structure I use. When thoughts come up, I don't say, "I'm attracting this." I say, "This came through." When doubt whispers, I don't say, "I'm going to manifest it." I say, "It already landed." I'm installing the assumption through language, through consistent past tense speaking about a future event. This rewires your assumption faster than anything else I found, because every time I speak in past tense, I'm reinforcing it's already mine. Not waiting for it, already have it. Drop in the comments right now. It's already mine. Let me see who's activating this, because the people who comment are the people who actually do this. They're the ones who see results in 8 hours. Type it, own it. It's already mine. Now you might be wondering, why does this actually work? What's the mechanism? How is this not just positive thinking? Great questions. Let me show you exactly what's happening at a biological level. When you're in desperation, when you're checking your phone, refreshing your email, waiting for proof, your nervous system is in what's called high alert state. Your body is literally flooding with cortisol. Your amygdala is activated. You're broadcasting scarcity on a cellular level. And here's the thing that most people don't understand. Other people feel this. Opportunities feel this. Money feels this. Your entire energetic frequency is, "I don't have this," desperately seeking it. That frequency repels what you're trying to attract. But when you lock into the assumption we just taught you, when you stop looking, when you speak in past tense, when you embody the command, "It's already mine," your nervous system downregulates, your vagus nerve activates, your body shifts into what's called the parasympathetic state. You're calm, you're grounded, you're not frantically seeking. And that frequency? That's magnetic. That's attractive. That's what pulls things toward you without you having to force anything. This isn't mystical. This is neurobiology. Your nervous system state literally determines your frequency. Your frequency determines what you attract. So the formula isn't magical. It's mechanical. It's understanding how your body works and using that understanding to shift what comes to you. When you say, "It's already mine," and your body believes it, your frequency changes instantly, and reality has to match that frequency. Now, before you go try this, I need to warn you about 3 specific mistakes that will completely sabotage you. Most people make at least one of these, some make all 3, and then they wonder why it doesn't work. Fatal mistake number 1, partial assumption. You do the assumption work, you use the command, you do the protocol. But somewhere deep down, you don't actually assume it's possible in 8 hours. So you hedge, you do it halfway, you keep one foot in doubt. And reality responds to the mixed signal by giving you mixed results. You can't do this halfway. You either fully assume it's already mine or you don't. Partial assumption gets you partial results, usually 0. Fatal mistake number 2, the check-in. I told you not to look for evidence, but most people can't help themselves. Halfway through they think, well, let me just check if anything came through, and boom, you've just broken the frequency. You've announced to reality, I don't actually assume this is happening. That one check-in can undo hours of work. So don't check. I'm serious. Not once. Not even for a second. Fatal mistake number 3, the tell. You get excited about what you're doing, and you tell someone. You mention the 8-hour assumption formula to a friend, and suddenly their skepticism enters your field. Their doubt becomes your doubt. Their "that's not realistic" becomes your internal dialogue. You've externalized your assumption to someone who doesn't have it. Keep this to yourself. Complete radio silence. Tell no one until after it's done. Now I know some of you watching are thinking, this sounds great, But my situation is different. I have bills, I have obligations, I have real-world pressures. And I hear you, but here's what I discovered. The amount doesn't matter. The circumstances don't matter. What matters is the assumption. The formula works whether you're manifesting $500 or $50,000 in 8 hours. The mechanism is identical, the frequency shift is the same. The only difference is how much you allow yourself to receive. Some people unconsciously cap their receiving at $1,000 because they don't assume $10,000 is possible. But the formula doesn't care about your cap, it works at whatever level you genuinely assume. So here's what you do. You customize the formula based on your genuine assumption ceiling. Not your fantasy number, not what sounds impressive, but the number that when you say, "it's already mine," feels real, feels possible, feels like it could actually be true. That's your number for the 8 hours. Use that, work with that. Because the formula responds to genuine assumption, not to wishful thinking. Here's what separates people who unlock this from people who don't. It's not intelligence, it's not willpower, it's trust. And specifically, it's trusting the 8-hour window itself. Most people do the work for 3 hours, see no evidence, and they panic. It's not working. This doesn't work. I wasted my time. And they abandon the protocol. They go back to desperation. They start checking again. And at that point, it's over. But if you stick with it for all 8 hours, if you trust the window even when you see zero evidence, something shifts around hour 7. Something lands. Sometimes it's money. Sometimes it's an opportunity. Sometimes it's a conversation that leads to money. But something always shows up for people who see it through. The challenge is trusting before you have proof. This is where most people fail. They want proof first, then they'll assume. But the formula works the opposite way. You assume first, then the proof follows. You trust the 8-hour window, and within that window, things materialize. Now, I'm going to tell you something that most people who teach manifestation never say out loud. They dance around it. They hint at it. But they never just say it directly. Here it is. The 8-hour window isn't really about the 8 hours. It's about the decision you make before the 8 hours start. That decision is this. You decide that the money's no longer negotiable. It's not, maybe if I'm lucky. It's not, perhaps reality will provide. It's, this is happening. Full stop. Non-negotiable. That decision, that internal commitment, that's what actually unlocks the formula. Most people never make this decision. They hope, they wish, they try, but they never actually commit. And reality responds to commitment like nothing else. Commitment is the frequency that magnetizes things toward you. Not hope, not positive thinking. Commitment. So before you start your 8 hours, you need to make this decision consciously, not out loud necessarily, but internally. You say to yourself, "It's already mine. This is complete. I'm not negotiating with this anymore." And then you seal that decision. You don't unseal it. You don't doubt it. It's locked in. This is what separates the people who manifest large money in 8 hours from the people who try and fail. It's the decision. Everything after that is just execution of a decision you've already made. All right, let's get practical. Let me walk you through exactly what your 8 hours should look like, hour by hour. Because knowing the concept is one thing, executing it is another. Hour 1 to 2. Make your decision. Lock in the assumption. You wake up, and the very first thing you do is make the internal commitment. It's already mine. It's done. Then you spend 10 minutes anchoring the assumption we talked about earlier. You say the command 5 times, you feel it in your body, you notice the shift. Then you go about your morning like normal, but you're carrying that assumption with you. Hour 3 to 4, active engagement. This is when you do something that requires your full attention. You're not thinking about the money, you're working on a project, creating something, learning something, moving your body, moving your energy. You're keeping yourself out of the waiting state. Every time urgency creeps in, and it will around hour 3, you re-anchor. It's already mine. then you keep moving. Hour 5 to 6. Boundary protection. This is the critical window where most people break. Around hour 5 or 6, doubt gets loud. Your brain starts whispering, "This isn't real, it's not happening, you're wasting your time." This is when you need iron discipline. You do not check your phone, you do not look for evidence, you speak in past tense about the money, it came, through, it landed. You're protecting your assumption against all the doubts trying to invade. Hour 7 to 8. Final hold. This is where it happens. You're in the home stretch, you maintain the assumption, you don't break, you don't check, you trust the window completely. Most manifestations land in this final window. Not because the timing is magical, but because you've held the frequency long enough for reality to catch up. Here's my challenge to you. Do one 8-hour window, just one. See what happens. Not because you have to believe me, but because you want to know if it's real for yourself. Because once you prove it works for you, everything changes. So here's what I want you to do right now. Don't just watch this and move on. Implement it today. Pick your 8-hour window this week, commit fully, and prove to yourself that this works. Do the assumption anchor, follow the zero-check protocol, speak in past tense, and watch what shows up. Then comment below and let me know what happened. Let me know what landed in your 8 hours. Because the people who comment, those are the people who actually change. Those are the people who take action. Those are the people who will see large money show up. So do it now. Commit to your 8 hours. Say the command, "It's already mine." And watch as your frequency shifts. Watch as your reality transforms. Because this is your moment. This is your window. This is your manifestation. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.